Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. Today's story was passed to me by Wrights Crispy, who informed me that a Democrat candidate for Florida Congressional District 3 was attending the Big Family Extravaganza. The carnival was set for Sunday, January 30th, 2022, hosted by the Hispanic, Black, Asian American, Women's, and Pride student unions, as well as the Inter-Residence Hall Association. The event was open to the public and held on public property at the University of Florida's Flavet Field. Tom registered for the event and set out to talk politics and discuss an upcoming election. And even though his political platform is aligned with the event organizers, and the fact that the University of Florida is a well-established public forum that supposedly honors and defends free speech, the organizers became upset with his presence and asked Officer Smith and Espinoza to remove him from the premises.
So what we need to do is, before we can continue or do what we're supposed to do, if you ask him to leave and then we can go from there.
I already did.
You already did?
I already did.
And he refused to?
He refused. He said he had freedom of speech and
Okay.
because it's like a university, public university campus, but I don't know how it works, so.
Well, it still has to have permission to hand out anything for whoever's through the campus.
Okay, yeah.
So after that part, we're good with where at with the
He's here with the beanie.
After locating Tom, the officers approach him as he is having a conversation with an event attendee. Officer Espinoza gloves up before even making contact.
How you doing? Jesus, come over for a second.
Yes, sir.
I believe contact was made with you earlier from the event coordinator here. That she didn't want you here. My concern is that you're here, you're handing out, what was the card? Cards. Is it something about voting for you or something on that point? Okay. Well, at this point, have you been through the Rights Union to get that approved to come through here with that?
I have been here campaigning for 6 years at every public event. Every public event.
That's good.
And I've never had to get permission. I am having conversations with people. If they are uninterested, I don't have a conversation.
No, understand what I'm saying.
People are having conversations.
Are you gonna let me talk?
I'm sorry.
Okay, now, this is what I'm saying. You're out here handing out political items, might as well say, for U.S. Congress. District C, what? 3?
Yes.
Okay, and you say you've been here 6 years of public event. I guess at this time, the coordinator got their attention, you got their attention from some kind of way, because somebody said that you were kind of harassing them, and that could be true, could be not true. But at this point, this is an event for students.
Yeah.
Okay? This is an event for students.
Well, every event at UF is pretty much for students.
Correct. And so at this time, the event coordinator do not want you here. And for me to observe you handing out that paperwork without permission from the campus, we can ask you to leave. So the correct way to do it is you go through the Rights Union, and if they give you the permission to come out here.
And they're open on a Sunday afternoon?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you try again to the next event.
Officer Smith alleges that the event is for students and that Tom Wells is not allowed to engage in political conversations or to hand out his business card. However, the event is still posted to Facebook and shows that the event is open to the public. Furthermore, the University of Florida campus is public property, and based on their policies on political campaigning on campus, they are committed to the principles of free expression, including the exchange of political viewpoints and ideas for all members of its community. In their regulations, demand distribution is expressly permitted without the need to ask permission. The only requirement is that the literature being passed out must be handed out by a person, not left unattended, such as a sign, banner, or sticker. Thus, Tom has been acting well within the laws and even the policies of the university, and neither the student organizers or university police department have the authority to quell his right to free speech or ask him to leave because of it.
Well, there are that many events because
I don't keep up with it, but this event's going on today, so if you're good.
And it's actually very small.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going back and forth with you, so we can go ahead and leave.
Yeah.
All right, thank
We
you.
need to escort you out of the premises at this point. If you can just walk to the exit. We actually need to see you.
Under what authority?
I'm sorry?
Under what authority?
Right now,
Explain to you what the situation
like I said, we're not gonna sit here going back and forth with you. We've already explained to you why we're here, okay?
Yeah.
And right now that you're out of bounds from us being here.
I don't understand what amount of bounds is. Now I know that the governor.
We passed all that right now, okay? You can talk about that, or you can call in and complain. All right, you can do that part if you're not satisfied with the results you have at this point.
Well, I'm asking you what result we're talking about.
Results?
The HSA woman came and spoke with me, the young lady, and she did not say that anybody had objected, but they had noticed because I came to their table, and I don't know if that's what they noticed or not, can't speak to that I was campaigning. Well, now, campaigning is a protected right in America. I can go in gated communities and campaign.
Yeah, this is not a gated community.
No, it's
this
not.
is campus.
This is campus.
And they have outlines on how you can do that.
So, and the event is by you giving out those cards, you making it political, and this is not a political event. And you have caught the attention of the person who's in charge of the event. She told you to leave, and now we're here. So
I can't talk about politics with students.
Not at this event.
Why not?
The organizers don't want you to.
What do they have distinctions about other kinds of things?
Sir, just go this way with me.
I do not see my motivation.
You don't see your motivation?
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to gently touch you and say, just walk this way. Okay? You're making something that's not even necessary.
Well,
okay?
You know, I've never been arrested before.
I'm not worried about arresting you. I just want to execute you out of here.
Well, I'm not interested in any of this event.
You're not interested? You're still holding up your political stuff? You're not authorized to do that?
I've never needed authorization. I've done this.
I'm explaining it to you. You just made out knowing the rules. That's all it was.
Well, I have asked the rules of the
Well, I'm explaining them to you.
Things have changed. You do need a authorization to do that. And like I was explaining to you, the event is not political. And by you giving out those cards, you make this event political. And the person who's in charge of this event, who can tell me, hey, I want him to leave. We have already asked her multiple times, and she said, please escort him out of the premises. So at this point, we need you to go.
The irony is that the officers tell Mr. Wells that he didn't know the rules and that things have changed. That political speech on property that we pay for now requires authorization from unelected school officials. The truth is, nothing has changed. Tyrants have been just as misinformed about our basic human rights since the beginning of time. But these officers are not only wrong about the principles of free speech, they are also uneducated on the legal requirements to effect a criminal trespass. And due to their grave misunderstandings of the most simple concepts their job requires of them, they now attempt to arrest Mr. Wells.
We already explained everything. We're not going to put this back and forward. If you can please let us score you out.
I understand that what I'm worried about is the present fascist regime that will end the democracy in the next year. Now I'm talking, and I can talk about anything.
Let's go this way, sir. We can talk and walk. Come on.
Without warning, the officers now arrest Mr. Wells, during which they twist the 70-year-old man's arms behind his back, causing Officer Smith to injure his knee. This seems to upset the officer, allegedly causing him to force Mr. Wells' wrist to the upper portions of his back. Officer Smith writes in his supplemental report that Mr. Wells tensed up, fell to the ground, and that his arm was placed behind his back. No mention of the excessive force was documented. Officer Espinoza failed to report that they had taken Mr. Wells to the ground. The handcuffs were put on in such a way that they caused lacerations to Mr. Wells' wrists. He was then transported to jail and charged with resisting without violence under Florida Statute 843.02, which leaves us to question what Mr. Wells was arrested for. Resisting arrest is a secondary charge to an offense that required an arrest in the first place. He wasn't arrested for criminal trespass. Instead, he was given a notification of trespass warning, barring him from the public property for 3 years. Note that he can appeal the trespass, but only through the University of Florida police chief. So the case should be dismissed, right? Well, not so fast. Mr. Wells' trial is now set for Tuesday, June 28th of 2022. Witnesses in previous hearings say that even the prosecutor appears to think the case is trash, but admitting it will make this already easy civil lawsuit a grand slam. This is incredibly embarrassing for the department, officers, and the university, despite the many disagreements we may have with Mr. Wells' political affiliations and views. This treatment of an elderly man for speech is unacceptable and should be viewed as a vicious assault and battery by his own employees. This is a prime example of the definition of tyranny. When Rights Crispy attempted to obtain the body cam footage in February, they stonewalled him, claiming they couldn't release the publicly owned footage because the case was too big.
So this case was actually requested before by somebody else, and it was going through our general counsel to be released. Let me see with them to see if they've released anything to that requester, because it would still have to go through them.
Well, he's already been charged and the investigation's over, so it should be public now.
Big reports, we go through our general counsel to release to people, and that's one of the ones that we had with general counsel.
If you have them available, there shouldn't be any obstacles presented or any red tape on this. This is one of the most liberal public records law in the country.
Yes.
So let's obey it.
But after continuously fighting for it, he was finally able to obtain it. The full, unedited version of this video, the arrest, and the subsequent events are listed on his channel. He's been a good friend of me for a few years now, and does some remarkable work. If you're watching this video after June 28th of 2022, the pinned comment and my community page will be the place to go for updates. Rights Crispy is also supposed to have access to the courtroom to film the trial for publication. If you haven't already, please be sure to check out his channel, and give him the credit he deserves. As always, thanks for watching. If you have a video you'd like to submit for review, use the link in the description or pinned comment. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for future content. And remember to like, share, and comment down below of what you think of this interaction. It really helps the channel. If you enjoy our content, try our other channels, LackLuster Limited for criminal psychology content, and The Odd Side for paranormal videos. Shirts and other merchandise are available at the Teespring store. Memberships start at just $1 if you'd like to help further support the channel and get a slick Lack logo next to your name. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. All links are down below.